Okay, it is February 3rd, and welcome to the NBA show! Woo! Please subscribe to us on iTunes, and let's kick it off with some headlines.
All right, the Financial Times rankings are out.
Tom, what's the news?
LBS and Wharton are tied for #1. They're neck and neck. Woo!
Wait. What's a foreigner doing on our business school ranking list?
This is the Financial Times list. That's what they're known for, is they include the foreigners and the domestic business schools.
Oh, come on, there's not international business schools on other ranking lists?
Well, so, you know, when Business Week, for example, invented ranking lists,
Yep.
there basically was no global MBA program. So they just included the domestic programs, because that's what would have been in the top, 25 or so anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
But times have changed.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not. I mean, is that appropriate now?
No, I don't think it's appropriate at all now. I think it's an antiquated thing. I think it should be changed.
Well, I agree, and so we're calling on business school rankings to start combining this together. It's one world now. Business school students are looking at one world. It's time for an integrated list of the top business schools.
I like that. One world, one list.
Doesn't make sense to separate. Thanks again. Poets and Quants has some great analysis on this at poetsandquants.com if you check it out.
All right, let's go to one of my favorite segments.
What's that, Tom?
Business porn.
Ooh, today's business porn, an announcement of free money.
Free money, yes.
Or at least close to free.
And who's the money coming from? It's coming from Yuri Milner. And you know this guy because he's the guy that invested hundreds of $millions in Facebook, Zynga, Groupon, and he's investing in those companies after they got big. So he's investing tons of cash. And what he has agreed to do is he's teaming up with SV Angel, and he's offering blanket $150,000 to every single participant in Y Combinator. And Miro, you're an entrepreneur. What the hell is a Y Combinator?
So Y Combinator is a startup accelerator, which is very subtle code for summer camp for entrepreneurs. You have to apply. It's very selective to get into, and they bring people together for 3 months to work on developing their product. They actually give you a little bit of money, and they put you all together in this ecosystem to help you do the development. So it's a really prestigious program.
Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like it's a great program, and it's really great news for them because he's not just giving a cat $150,000, but he's giving amazing terms on that.
So what are the terms?
Yeah, so what he's doing is giving $150,000 in convertible debt with no cap and no discount. So to translate that a little bit, basically you can think of this as he's giving them a loan, and they don't ever have to pay it back, except in stock, and then they only have to give that stock only if they're successful.
So
it's like free money.
I'm loving this. What do you think, Tom?
Well, you know what I think? Well, it sounds like I've heard this somewhere before. He's investing in a bunch of people, blanket, not doing any due diligence, not doing any research. You know what I think?
What?
The bubble is back, baby! The bubble is back! Where's my checkbook? Get me my checkbook. I'm investing.
No one had told me the bubble had ended, so I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that it's back. But let's be.
Where is my bonus?
It's not truly no due diligence, right? He's using Y Combinator to do his do his due diligence for him.
Yeah, no, I mean, other people have invested. How could it possibly be wrong?
Okay, it's a little nutty, but the lesson is that there's money out there, and there's money flowing around and other money chasing that, and that means that more startups are going to have cash on hands, and that means jobs for MBAs, because with more cash, you can afford MBAs, and you got a better chance out there in the valley.
So the startup money is back. If you're an MBA, put startups back on your opportunities list.
Very, very awesome.
All right, and let's explore that convertible debt a little bit more in our jargon segment.
Which is indeed convertible debt.
All right, so convertible debt.
So there's
basically two kinds of ways to get money if you're a startup. You've got loans, and then you've got stock.
So I got that. So if I do stock, I'm a startup. You give me money, and I give you back an essentially worthless piece of paper that gives you rights to my future earnings.
Yes, and what's a loan?
Or for a loan, you give me cash, and I pay you back that loan with interest that's basically a fee for giving me that money. Okay. So I get those two, but what's convertible debt
So convertible debt is basically it's designed to be a hybrid between those two things. So it starts out, somebody gives you a loan, and it's sort of like a loan, right? But when you pay it back in stock. So it starts out as a loan, but it turns into stock.
So I understand why I'd give a company a loan. If they're stable, they're going to be able to pay me back. And I understand why I'd give a really high growth company stock because it's going to be worth a lot. Why would I give an unstable company that might not be around next week the terms of a loan with the deals of stock?
Yeah, no, so it doesn't make a lot of sense on the surface. So why don't we role play it a little bit, and I'll show you, see if we can uncover why it's useful. So this will be a stretch for you. You play Silicon Valley entrepreneur.
Okay, and you can play big shot investor man.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so I'm a Silicon Valley entrepreneur.
All right, let's do it.
Dude, I was hitting the bong last night and I got this unbelievable business idea. Crowdsource, clean energy, China, India, brick, Web 2.0, social media.
And so what would you like?
I'd like some money.
In the form of a
loan would be awesome.
A loan? Your business, well, that seems a little sketchy. I'm not sure. Can you give me any proof that you'll be around in, say, maybe a week?
Dude, I got a PhD from Stanford in both computer hacking and hacky sacking.
Okay. So we're going to go with a no on the loan. But I'll tell you what I will do. You know, from your company, you got something going on. I think your company right now is worth about $20,000.
What? Are you crazy? It's worth billions.
So I'll give you, say I give you another $20,000 and you give me 50% of the stock from the company, right?
As if it's, no, we're gonna be huge. Didn't you hear me? China, crowdsourced, green, social media.
Well, you're not gonna get a better deal than that. I'm offering you $20,000 for 50%. That's the best you're ever gonna find.
I got my fancy degree. I got people lined up around the corner just waiting to give around the corner.
Don't go talking to anybody else. I got to take care of you here. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm your VC, Miro. I'm your VC. Don't talk to anybody else.
So
here's
what can you do for me?
This is what I can do for you.
Okay.
I will offer you right now $20,000 cash.
Like it so far?
20,000 cash.
Love it.
You don't have to pay it back.
Like that.
Okay. So this is a big if for you. If you become super successful and you go out and you raise a large investment round, you give me $20,000 worth of stock from that deal.
I can do that.
All right.
Deal.
It's a deal.
Done. And scene.
Yes.
So the bottom line is that if you're an entrepreneur, convertible debt is potentially a great option for you. And if it is available, because it's a competitive market and people want in fast, totally something to consider as a
And if you're an investor, what you can use convertible debt for is a way to get in on deals which otherwise you might not be able to buy into. Right?
Because you're negotiating a lot less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very cool.
All right,
so,
let's go to our business school tip of the week.
Business school tip of the week. This one's on networking.
All right, so if you're out there looking for jobs, this is very important.
And you just might be.
Yeah. So this is, if you're doing informational interviews, one of the things that's really hard about informational interviews is getting all those people on the phone. Right? Because you got to do a lot of cold email, a lot of cold calling. It's hard to just get people to talk to. So here's a tip. Once you get that first person in the door and you have them on the phone, you do your interview. Right at the end of the interview, make sure that you ask that person for 2 more references of other people that you can get similar information from.
So Tom, this has been a great informational interview. What are you going to say to me?
So I would say something along the line that I typically use is like, Miro, thank you so much for sitting down for me. This has been extremely valuable. I'd really love to follow up with some other folks. Do you have any people that you could recommend that I speak to about similar opportunities?
Oh yeah, totally. And we find this works all the time. And what I love about this is that you just need a couple of cold introductions.
Yeah.
Those couple of cold introductions you're slogging away for, you can turn those into really, really great chances to meet lots more people. So Tom, what's on your radar this weekend? I'm hosting a Super Bowl party at my house. What about you?
I'm gonna miss your Super Bowl party, unfortunately. I will be working. I'll be tutoring a bunch of Indian students in the GMAT online during the Super Bowl.
Like in India?
In India during the Super Bowl. I know, it's so un-American.
And this is why we need one business school list of all the companies.
Exactly.
Anyways, I'm Miro Kaz.
I'm the real Tom Rose, and you've been watching
The MBA Show.
All right.